Hey, welcome back to another video. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good Monday. All my cave fam, be sure to hit that thumbs up. All my new watchers, hit that subscribe button. Starting today, we are doing daily uploads. Let's have some fun. Coyotes are starting to get a little courageous, y'all, because they're all in these neighborhoods now. I haven't seen no coyotes since I've been in Texas. In Arizona, they'd be running through the neighborhood, through the apartment complexes. My sister's dog got chased into the doggy hole from her backyard. So coyotes are a big problem. But you know the one place coyotes ain't at? In Hawaii. They're in all 49 other states.
Birth rates are declining, and in less than 100 years, countries like Spain and Japan could have half as many people as they have now. Apparently, the fall in birth rates is a very real thing. There's a new documentary about it which looks into it at depth, which tries to be just a cold scientific analysis. But let's have a look at this birth rate issue and the impact it's going to have on your planet.
And our cities are going to be choked with people, and they will be impossible places in which to live, and the explosions will be even worse.
Most people think we have like too many people on the planet, but actually this is an outdated view.
Coming from the world of data science, I felt I understood populations are going up and that's a problem. When I saw what was actually happening, I couldn't sleep.
I guess I'm part of that statistic. I have no kids. Honestly, I don't know if I want to have kids. I mean, if it happens, but it's not something I think about like, I need to have kids. I need to get a woman to have kids. I'm like, if it happens, it happens, but I like my freedom.
You realize, here's the thing they're not telling you about the economy. The dollar is worthless. When you leave America and you try to give, like, the guy at the hotel $1, they're like, are you crazy? I was in London, and I went to the currency exchange place, and I gave the lady 3,000 American dollars. I figured it's going to be some happy strippers when I leave London, right? And come on, you gotta get a table dance, right? Anyway, I gave her 3,000 American dollars. She gave me back a loaf of bread.
Really? A loaf of bread?
A loaf of bread.
Well, that's not right. I don't understand it.
I kind of feel like Rome is falling, y'all. And I feel like most of us watching this video can see it. Like something needs to change, right? But I think a lot of people on the outside of America looking in, all my UK, Australia, Canadian followers, let me know, what do you guys think of America? Because I got a lot of people out of the country that watch us over here at the CaveFam. Let me know what you guys think of America. I've had some people say, you know, we're like sitcom TV. A lot of people like to watch our news. Let me know what you guys really think about America. Are we falling and we just don't know it here in America? Crazy. Thing would rip that to shreds quick. That's how quick it happens in your backyard. Predators, they're out there. All walks of life. Cute little cat.
Are you familiar with the Dyatlov Pass story? In the 1950s, there were these hikers, these incredibly talented hikers. There was 9 of them. They needed to go through a fairly treacherous route up into the Ural Mountains, and they stopped halfway in the middle of this mountain, and they weathered the most horrific snowstorm ever. But at some point in the middle of the snowstorm, the hikers cut their tents open from the inside, and they walked down the mountain where there was this gaggle of trees. We don't know what they did down there, but 3 of their bodies were found up in the trees, and there were all these scratch marks on the base of the tree. Then the footsteps continued about a half mile to this cave, where they found the rest of the hikers, and all of them were deceased, and several of them had pieces of their face. They looked like they had been bitten off, and some of them were radioactive, like their skin was radioactive, their clothes were radioactive. No clue what happened to them. The Soviet government, they investigated, and then their conclusion was an unknown, unnatural force killed them. Case closed.
Now, I want to get into these missing 411 cases. I want to start a Patreon. I'm thinking of doing it and reacting to movies over there because the movie reactions on YouTube, to me, they're unwatchable, y'all. A lot of editing, a lot of skipping here and there. Patreon, we can watch the full hour-and-a-half long Missing 411, Truman Show, The Matrix, and a bunch of other requests I'll take from you guys. So let me know down below if you guys would be interested in that because I really want to get into some movies.
Site Institute, known for its unorthodox approaches and theories, has brought to the forefront an idea that has captivated many and left others skeptical. The notion that Earth is a prison planet where individuals are born without any memory of their past lives is both chilling and perplexing. It suggests a cycle of control and manipulation that reaches far beyond our understanding, a cruel process that erases memories after death, trapping souls in an endless cycle of reincarnation, is akin to a cosmic game with rules that are concealed from us. Could it be that entities unknown to us are governing this cycle, keeping us bound to a physical existence that is but a mere illusion? Or perhaps the manipulation of the mind extends to a higher form of technology that we are yet to discover.
I don't know, y'all. They're all theories, right? In the beginning, he said theory, all theories. The only thing that's promised, you got one life. You have choices. Make the right choice, and you can have a great, happy, not as stressful, happy life. You make the wrong choices, it's going to be a long life, and you're going to feel like you're in a prison, right? At the end of the day, everybody's got choices.
It's Facebook, it's all of these different companies are collecting and aggregating data and selling it to each other and compiling really intricate databases on all of us. And I want to say to everybody in the audience, don't.
When the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, that's an intentional manipulation of the economic realm to create a desired outcome. In this case, to cause people to lose their jobs. Because if people lose their jobs, they don't have money. If they don't have money, they're not buying things. If they're not buying things, it eases pressure on inflation and brings the inflation rate lower. There are other ways that you could have brought the inflation rate lower, but that's the mechanism the United States likes to use. We like unemployment. That's our solution. There aren't enough goods, there's too much money. Let's unemploy people and ruin their lives. Right? Isn't that cool?
I think it's time for the powers that be to go. They're too old. They've been doing it forever. Sure, in the beginning, they want to make a change and do what's right. But after you're at your job for so long, you start looking out for yourself, for your future family. That's probably why all this crap is crazy. They're milking it because they know they're on their way out. They're getting old. It's time to retire. We're about to die soon. Let's take all our money we can for our next generations to come. They got to go, y'all. We need change because this is ridiculous. They're starting to make people unemployed so they can benefit.
That one guy had this kind of a power in the first place.
I think I'll take this first. It doesn't surprise me. You know, you look at the refereeing situation where they only try to say it was one person, but you know, a lot of guys that played in the league would like to say that's some bullshit. And then you look at this and it makes sense. I mean, not it makes sense, but I understand it. I mean, it reminds me of when my high school coach used to give me $5 and let me do my stats in high school. You know, I'd watch the film and I'd add 3 or 4 rebounds here, a couple assists here, a block or 2 here, and it's just like I got the $5 for lunch and I was cool. So this is crazy to hear, and if it is true or it is true, I wonder like who benefited the most. You know, obviously I saw some, I didn't get to see the whole interview, but it was obviously, you know, this is entertainment and they want the stars to be stars, and that 9 assists or 9 rebound looks a lot better if it says 10, you know what I mean? Especially for the particular star. So I just wonder, as a fan of the game in the 90s and someone who went in the early 2000s, like who benefited the most from those, you know, from juicing the stats, what they say.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. There's so much politics in the game and so much bullshit in the game. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised they was boosting stats. I'm not surprised they wasn't giving people stats. Shit, I'm not surprised at anything that you tell me about the league today. Because I tell you, as time goes on, you're going to be hearing more and more.
You're just starting to get exposed, y'all. We're getting into a lot of these sports are rigged, you know, a lot of hot mics. But what made me stop being so passionate, I'm still passionate, right? I love my Arizona Cardinals. I'm always going to support them. I'm always going to watch their games, right? Whether it's rigged or not. But I used to get mad when they lost, and they lost a lot. You know, my Cardinal fans out there know we've lost a lot. All those Sun Devil Stadium days, I was there. But when they would lose, it ruined my week, right? Up until like Thursday. And then I'm like, all right, it's almost time. But what changed it for me was I would be upset, and then they show them on the sidelines, and they're all smiling. They're all having trading jerseys, taking pictures. That's what changed it for me. You're over here stressing out while these athletes, it's their job. They're getting paid 5, 10, 20, $100 million, right? They can't imagine when you're at work, it's Friday, you go on vacation on Saturday, they let you out early. You're excited, like, hell yeah, vacation started early. Of course, they want to win Super Bowls and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure at the end of the season and they ain't going to the playoffs, they're going into their off season with millions of dollars, the baddest female on their arms. They don't care. I know I wouldn't.
Were there New York teams involved? Yeah. Were there teams around the country involved? Yes. Some people point to games where they can swear that had to be something done. And, you know, in some cases they might be right. You know, it was a little bit obvious. But, look, it happens. There's no question about it. And it's going to continue to happen. Not as much on a pro level because these guys are making so much money. But, you know, you got to watch out for referees. Let me tell you this. Let me set this up and see if this makes sense to you. You got a referee in an NBA game, okay?
Easy.
You got the Lakers now a favorite to win by 10 points. Favorite to win by 10 points. It's Christmas time. This referee, okay, needs some extra money. Maybe it's something in his family, a sickness or whatever. Maybe he needs a few. Who knows what he might need money for, okay? The Lakers are favored to win by 10 points. Okay, you know this. A referee can call a foul every time these players move down the court, or he doesn't have to call it if he misses it, right? So let's say Lakers are favored to win by 10. He puts a bet against the spread. Remember, it's the spread. It's not winning or losing. So how does he manipulate that? He puts LeBron James on the bench with 3 extra fouls. Keeps him down there 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Basketball's
longer.
easy.
He does that the same with 1 or 2 of their key players. He can manipulate that spread so easily over a period of time that common sense tells you, okay, it could happen. Now, is every referee honest and upright? I'll leave that for you to decide. Okay, so does this happen? Of course it happens. There's too much money in it for it not to happen.
Okay, that dude was in the mafia, right? Not a mob boss, but he was. I think he was a made man in the mafia, right? Back in the New York days. Now, what do we say always? Sports people that bet, people that are just into sports. What there is a bet for everything. There's a bet for the coin flip. There's a bet for, you know, how many field goals are they going to make? Whatever. There's a bet for anything you can think of. What do we always say? Damn, Vegas was right again. Vegas never loses. Vegas is right again. And who created Vegas? The mafia. They ain't gone. They're just doing it legitimately now, right? Vegas is always right. The mob is still doing it.
This map that shows how the U.S. would be divided in the event of an emergency, if we can pull that out there. There it is. So this is how the U.S. will be divided into districts. You see 10 of them there. This is according to the National Emergency Center establishment. Can you describe what this map is? What exactly does that mean? I mean, it doesn't really make sense in terms of states as we know them. What is this classification system? What are the purposes?
It doesn't look like the map that you and I saw in elementary school.
Not at all.
Effectively, the U.S. has been cordoned off into these different districts. And so these new emergency centers will be spread out throughout the United States in most of these eventually. And it gives FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security jurisdiction over what goes on in these places during a time of emergency.
Okay, I want to go into because this act does make some specific examples, some exclusions, set some limitations, I should say. So the National Emergency Center Establishment Act, what it does not do, it does not authorize any federal officer or employee to force an individual to enter a national emergency center or prevent an individual from leaving a national emergency center. So, Bob, it looks to me like there are some safeguards there. If you don't like it, you can leave.
Well, I'd like to think so. And this was actually one of the other things that was changed in this new version of the bill. They added this. But if you read what they're saying, you know, federal officer or federal employee, that doesn't cover members of the military. And since these are going to be installed in decommissioned and existing military bases, you're going to have people from the military there. So I would think they will have people, namely in the military, who would be able to force people to stay there or prevent them from leaving if that is what they...
There's always a by the way, right? There's always a small print. The police authorities can't make you, but they don't tell you the military. Now they can. Always a by the way in these things. Always a small print, right?
Story of the School of Rock pedophile is one of the most disturbing things I've ever read about. Meet Jason James Murphy, a former Hollywood casting agent who, before he worked as a casting agent for children, had been convicted of one of the most terrible crimes I've read about. So when Jason was just 19 years old, he was in college at the time, he kidnapped an 8-year-old boy, held him hostage, and repeatedly assaulted him. He had met the boy while he was working as a camp counselor, and he eventually served 5 years in prison, and was obviously required to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life. But in 2005, just a few years after Jason got out of prison, he moved to California, and that's when he started working in Hollywood. Jason was a casting agent for a number of huge films. He worked by helping to cast the children in the film School of Rock. He also helped to cast the film Cheaper by the Dozen, which obviously has a lot of kids in it. And he worked on a number of different movies, including stuff like Super 8 by J.J. Abrams. Now, apparently, people didn't really know about his past, which I think is really strange because if they were actually doing background checks on the people that they hired, they would see that this man had served 5 years in prison. But in 2011, he was rearrested for failing to file a name change. Now, he was arrested again in 2011 after he had worked on all of these movies because he failed to file a name change and a change of address with the government. But he had apparently been working for years under a different name. And I mean, this guy was trying to outrun his sordid past, but with such a horrible crime that you've committed, you can never outrun that. And I don't know if he's still working with Hollywood, working around kids, but I really hope that he's not.
Hollywood is very dark. All these kids, celebrities. We're getting into some of that Nickelodeon stuff in the next coming up clips, but man, we worship these kid celebrities and don't realize what they're going through.
I was sleeping on the couch where I would usually sleep, and I woke up to him. I just opened my eyes, I woke up, and he was and I froze and was in complete shock and had no idea what to do or how to react. You know, he's so apologetic. Oh, this will never happen again. I'm so sorry. You know, that I don't know what got into me, and I crossed the line, and this will never happen again. And well, he figured out how to convince my mom and everyone around to have me, you know, anytime I would have an audition or anytime I needed to work on dialogue or anything, I somehow ended up back at Brian's house. I really don't know how to elaborate on that on camera, really. Why don't you think of the worst stuff that someone could do to somebody as a and that'll answer your question. I don't know how else to put it. It was not a one-time thing. It was not a, oops, no, it is, I mean,
I haven't seen that documentary. I need to watch it. But there was some Ariana Grande clips. I couldn't even put them on. I didn't feel comfortable putting them on my video. I didn't do it. I was like, I don't feel right putting this on there. And it wasn't even anything she was saying or someone was talking about. It was actual clips from the show that aired to millions of people. Like actual clips. I think that was Disney. I didn't well, I was too old to watch that, but I couldn't even put that on my YouTube video. And this aired on Disney. And I just felt uncomfortable. And there was little kid, my little nieces watched Ariana Grande, right? And I didn't even feel comfortable putting those clips on my channel, right? I thought it was too much. And those were clips that aired on Disney, y'all. That's crazy.
Right, there we go. Wow.
Getting close, y'all. Some people are predicting some big things are gonna happen. I think it's just gonna be another day, right? Like Y2K and all that. But it's fun.
Totality. Where is it?
Cloudy day out though, isn't that something? It's always cloudy on those days.
Wow. Valerie, we have the 360-degree sunrise look that everyone's been talking about.
Your camera's showing it much better than mine.
This isn't. Oh, yes! Woo! Yeah!
Always cloudy.
Don't ever think or believe that you gotta smoke what they smoke, drink what they drink, wear what they wear, be a part of whatever it is they may be doing. And guess what? If it's considered something negative to me, but yet you're doing it and it makes you happy, I want you to do what makes you happy. Live your life.
There you go, y'all. There's a Monday's reaction. A good quote I like, Dave Ramsey said it, live like no one else, so one day you can live like no one else. That's a good quote to live by, y'all. Be the outsider, be the weird one. It pays off in the long run. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. We're gonna start doing daily uploads. I'm saving my talks now for the end of my videos, right? All my true, my true CaveFam and new subscribers, I'm gonna start saving my talks for the end. Yeah, we're gonna start doing daily reactions, y'all. I was thinking, this is a reaction channel. People put daily uploads, multiple uploads per day. So we're going to start doing daily uploads over here, y'all. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe. 7 uploads a week on my CaveFam. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. And like I said, let me know down below if, if you guys are up for that Patreon to start watching some movies together. I'll be taking requests from you guys, but we're going to do it on Patreon, y'all. We're not going to do it on YouTube. Like I said, there's people that do it and edit the video, but to me, I'm like, that's unwatchable. Like, who wants to watch that? I'd rather watch the whole movie in full, giving my 2 cents with you guys. And of course, we'll do live streams on Patreon and some different types of reactions over there too that won't mess up my algorithm. Like over here on YouTube, it's so damn sensitive. If you put anything other than creepy TikTok videos, there goes your channel. So that's what we're gonna do over there, y'all. I haven't created it yet. I'll be letting you guys know in the near future that the Patreon is up and going. Instead of memberships, right? What are memberships? What are YouTube memberships? Right? You get a little badge of a comment next to your name, right? We'll do it over there. We'll do full-on reactions over there, and we'll go live over there. We'll have fun over there, y'all. So have a little more freedom to do some real reactions of maybe what's going on in the wars and all that. So anyways, y'all, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. Usually I say I'll see you guys on Wednesday, but shoot, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Later.